Google made more from Google Ads last year than the GDP of New Zealand. If we don't make more money in 6 months, neither of us can afford a job.
Is AI gunning for your job?
Step one is make sure we're really good at running ads.
Yeah.
And step two is make sure.
Tom, you are the founder of Pleon, a specialist Google Ads agency. Tell me about it. How'd you get into it? When did you start it? Tell me everything I need to know.
Absolutely. So Google Ads has been a strange journey. I guess a lot of people go straight into the agency world. Usually most marketing agencies, people seems like they work for a marketing agency, then they set up on their own and off they go. I was working in-house for our family business, my mum's business, which was a chauffeur and driver agency. So about 10 years ago, we had someone running our ads. It wasn't really performing very well, and so I went on a course to learn how to do it, and the rest is history from there, really. Did it for that company for a number of years, started picking up some of my own clients during COVID. As COVID wasn't a great time for a chauffeur company that we were in with my mum. So 2023 was when I kind of went full-time doing that, initially as a freelancer, and then just under 2 years ago went down this more agency route. So now we've got a team across the world actually, and clients across the world too, which is really good.
Do you see the same problems with people's ads all over the world?
100%. It's the same consistencies, same issues going wrong almost all the time. Generally speaking, it comes from kind of trusting Google Ads too much to run the ads for you. When actually you dig under the hood, you're giving a lot of money to Google to run the ads, but it's going horribly. And the other key issue a lot of businesses have is they actually just don't know whether the ads are working at all. They'll log into Google Ads and they'll see, we had this many clicks, we spent this amount of money, we had this many impressions, but actually like how many leads did this bring into the business and how many of those leads became customers? We knew our ads were good and we were doing a good job, but we couldn't prove they were working. Really clearly, like when it came to the P&L of the business. So we've now bought in software that does all of that, and that's been a game changer.
So you kind of give people the tools to see their actual return on investment rather than just hoping for the best.
That's it. Like step one is make sure we're really good at running ads.
Yeah.
And step two is make sure we're really good at showing we're really good at running ads. The key thing I would recommend businesses always look at is how many quotable leads are you getting from Google Ads, because for most businesses they won't be tracking that at all. And then Google will recommend you set up something called conversions. A lot of businesses set up the conversions thing wrong, and it might be counting someone going to your contact us page as a conversion, someone clicking on your phone number, clicking on your email address, someone filling out a form, which while Google might tell you that's a conversion, that can mean nothing for your business.
Absolutely.
You could have 100 forms, but they could be terrible. So the best ads accounts, whether it's us running it or someone else, don't really talk about conversions, clicks or impressions. I never really talk to clients about that at all. But we say of those 50 forms, how many of them turn into quotable business?
When did you kind of realise that it was a case of, it wasn't that people weren't getting enough leads, but they weren't getting enough good leads? Is that, I guess, something that ads filters through, or do you see no sort of trend with that?
About 18 months ago, before we went into the agency space, my wife was working for a local business actually in Leamington Spa, and we decided she was going to come on board with us for a variety of reasons.
Nice.
But I kind of crunched the numbers and was like, if we don't make more money in 6 months, neither of us can afford a job.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, we need to take this a little bit more seriously. And I read a book called $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi, who I've become like a kind of big fan of in terms of what he does.
Yeah.
Because it kind of translates the nerd talk of I run Google Ads to what businesses actually want, and helps you as a business understand what the businesses really want. Yes, the clients wanted leads from Google Ads, but also they wanted to be comfortable that every month when they get an invoice from me or Google and it says £3,000, £5,000 on it, they know what they've got back. And actually that is almost more important to them than actually the leads. And so we completely changed what we call what we offer. We brought in this software, it became a big part of what we did. We packaged that up and offered it as a new tier for our current clients to opt for. All but one of our current clients opted for that new package.
Wow.
It cost the clients more, but we offered a better service. They're all still with us now, and it kind of opened the doors to not only pay my wife but also grow the team to bring on some of the freelancers as well.
I know obviously you mentioned that quite often Google will prompt you to be like, our AI says to do this, so do it. is AI gunning for your job?
It will absolutely gun for and take over the jobs of people that aren't that good at running Google Ads. The basic stuff within Google Ads used to require some expertise, and it pretty much doesn't require any expertise now. So what that would do is make it really easy for people to set up Google Ads. It will also make it really easy for people to waste a lot of money on Google Ads, because that tool is still Google's tool, and their goal is to make you spend money, generally speaking. I was on a workshop recently, and they used the phrase, a fool with a tool is still a fool, and that applies even more now with AI. But the skill of being able to scale your business, grow into new markets through Google Ads is a lot harder still. I don't think AI is going to take that quite as soon. A lot of our manual work has been reduced, which makes our life so much easier. We can be a lot more strategic and use our time on higher value actions rather than going through spreadsheets and data and that type of thing. And then obviously it's changing how people search as well. How we search has probably changed more on organic, so SEO side of things, because it's kind of been the death of the blog, really, would be the first obvious thing. So we've had people come to us wanting to run ads because they had previously been relying on blogs and SEO content, and that pretty much did go almost overnight, which is pretty scary. Google made more from Google Ads last year than the GDP of New Zealand. So I'm always confident that they're going to find a way to make sure they still make that money. We now spend a lot more time making sure ads appear based on the intent of the search rather than the keywords that were searched. That has changed. Keywords don't exist in a year or two. They don't make sense because we don't Google things in keywords. We have a long conversation with ChatGPT or Gemini. So how ads run will change, but actually for businesses on ads, as long as your provider is up to date and using modern methods and not stuck behind in a keyword world, I think it won't make a fundamental difference to results.
Okay. I guess if we could just give like our Mill Street listeners just one takeaway, the floor is yours.
Okay. For any business, if you're paying someone else to run your Google Ads, you will get far better results if you yourself understand what they're doing. When they truly understand Google Ads, we have such great conversations backwards and forwards about what could work best, what could we try next, what new markets we go into. So I'd say if you're investing in something, it's absolutely fine to pay someone else to run the ads, but try and generate an understanding of why they're doing what they're doing, what new could they be doing, so you've got more of a partnership with them. I think you'll definitely see better results. That way.
That's brilliant. Well, thank you so much for coming on Podfast.
Pleasure.
Thanks for being a part of Mill Street.